I'm Dori Marlin with CBS 6 News, and I'm a firm believer that one of the most powerful inspirations out there is women empowering other women. And that's why I so firmly believe in the mission of the Women's Fund of the Capital Region. The broad goal of the Women's Fund is to promote independence and economic security among women in the region. And key to that, we believe, is really having the vision that education can lead to better careers and better jobs. And the education component is really the main key here. We're talking about our scholarship programs and our mentoring programs. And just take a listen to some of the women who have benefited from them so far.
My name is Victoria Colaza. I'm from Gansevoort, New York. My major here at Schenectady County Community College is culinary arts with a baking concentration, and it's also hotel restaurant management. I always wanted to be a teacher, so I went to Plattsburgh and I graduated with my bachelor's in education and special ed. I taught down in Washington, D.C. at a public school and just did one-on-one dedicated aid to special needs students. After I moved back from D.C., I moved back to Plattsburgh, worked for an assisted living home, and got more into the baking part. Then I got a letter in the mail saying that I was awarded the Women's Fund scholarship. I too danced around my apartment. I said somebody else has faith in me just like I have faith in myself.
I'm originally from Ghana, West Africa, and I moved to this country about 10 years ago, and I started a family. I have 2 boys, and 3 years ago I decided to go back to school, and I went to Hudson Valley to register, and my major is criminal justice, and my career goal is to work with the youth. And after Hudson Valley, I'm considering going to SUNY Plattsburgh, where I will get my bachelor's degree in juvenile advocate. My part to see somebody or such an organization with money, and it really motivated me. If I can work hard to receive such fund from such an organization, then I think I can move forward. This reminds me of one educator. His name is Dr. Agri from Ghana. He came to United States in the 60s to study, and when he came back, his statement was, women are great, and if you do educate a woman, you educate the whole nation, but if you educate a man, you educate an individual.
I am a returning adult student here at Schenectady County Community College, and my background, I'm Canadian born, American bred, grew up in New York City my whole life. I've worked on Wall Street, I've worked in retail, came to the Capital District about 8.5 years ago. Also have a daughter now, but the main thing is I'm a returning adult college student. My major is paralegal, and I have a minor in psychology. When I first heard about the Women's Fund, school, we had a workshop, and it was for young entrepreneurs, so on and so forth. You have to be 25 and above to attend, and I attended. I figured it could supplement where I am now in my life, and I went to the event, met a lot of great women, and when I did, I started understanding why I needed to be here a little bit more, outside of my own personal ambitions. There's a lot of things that happen to women that get displaced in society. They end up at a different income level, income bracket. They have children. They're dealing with legal systems that they're not aware, they're not equipped with how to deal. Women share their stories. This is what's happened to me. Help me, believe me. When that doesn't happen, a lot of women, they lose their way. I didn't want to be one of those statistics. I wanted to be one of those women that helped the women that I've encountered along the way to say, you know what, it's okay. I get it, and it's going to be okay. There's help, there's support, and I'm going to pay it forward, just like the scholarship from the Women's Fund.
I grew up in Albany, and I attended high school some time back, but I was more artsy, I've always had the academic ability, but the arts just pulled me in. When I graduated, my parents wanted me to go to college. My parents wanted me to go to college. And I went, but my heart wasn't in it. And I didn't finish at that point. I'm older now, and I decided, from my experiences, I think it would be great for me to have, a degree under my belt. I'm capable, and I owe it to myself. If somebody thought women's fun and took necessary steps to make it into what it is today, and they're a living testimony to people like me aspiring, to walk into my vision. It's okay to be afraid. That's what I learned. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the presence of action and the presence of fear, like still going for what you want even though you're afraid. And even if you don't know what it is you may want to do, if you can at least look at what you're good at, what you can do, that kind of will stir you into, a vision for yourself and how you can make money off of your natural talents, your natural gifts. And I would say go for it, regardless of where you are right now, because I remember where I was back then. And I'm here now talking to you about something that once was air. It was a thought. Now I'm here. I'm doing it. It's happening. And it's not always easy, and I don't always know what the next step is. What I can do, though, is keep my eyes open for each opportunity.
Amazing women and their stories even more amazing. And since 2010, the Women's Fund has handed out 29 scholarships totaling more than $120,000 to these women who are students at SCCC and HVCC. And with your help, we can continue to raise even more money, make those numbers even higher, and continue to hear even more amazing stories.